Honey traps, where intrigue, seduction, and secrets intertwine, have been an age-old tool in espionage and manipulation. They have toppled empires, swayed wars, and exposed vulnerabilities in the most fortified places. Today, we dive into 5 of the most fascinating and impactful honey trap stories that changed the course of history. Stay tuned, because each tale is more gripping than the last. Born Margaret Aelle in the Netherlands, Matahari reinvented herself as an exotic dancer, captivating audiences with her mesmerizing performances inspired by Eastern cultures. Her fame soon drew the attention of powerful men across Europe, and she effortlessly charmed military officers and diplomats alike. But behind her beguiling smile lay a woman desperate to survive amidst the chaos of World War I. In 1916, the French Secret Service suspected her of being a double agent for Germany. She was arrested after they intercepted a German telegram referring to her as Agent H-21. The evidence was circumstantial, but in the heated paranoia of wartime, Matahari became a scapegoat. During her trial, she remained defiant, claiming her innocence. Yet her reputation as a femme fatale sealed her fate. On October 15, 1917, she faced a firing squad with poise. To this day, her story is shrouded in mystery. Was she a masterful spy or a misunderstood woman caught in a web of suspicion and intrigue? The Cambridge Five were young, smart, and on their way to the highest circles of British power. But while they were excelling at Cambridge University, the Soviet Union was already watching them closely. These idealistic men, full of ambition, had no idea they were being recruited into a dangerous game of espionage. As they rose in British intelligence and government, they unknowingly became key players in a Cold War secret war. One of the most famous moments in their story involves a Soviet agent named Maria. She was a master of charm, beautiful, intelligent, and always in control. Maria set her sights on one of the Cambridge Five, and before he knew it, he was under her spell. Through casual conversations and subtle flattery, she pulled sensitive information from him, feeding it directly to the Soviet Union. These stolen secrets gave the USSR a dangerous edge in the Cold War and revealed just how vulnerable Britain's intelligence really was. When the spy ring was exposed in the 1950s, it rocked the nation. Britain, once seen as a fortress of security, had been infiltrated by its own brightest minds. In the vibrant London of 1961, Christine Keeler was a young model and dancer whose stunning beauty and charm captured attention wherever she went. From smoky jazz clubs to high society parties, Keeler was a magnetic presence. It was at one such exclusive gathering that she caught the eye of 2 powerful men, John Profumo, Britain's Secretary of State for War, and Yevgeny Ivanov, a Soviet naval attaché. Keeler, barely in her 20s, had no idea that her entanglements with these men would ignite one of the most explosive scandals in British history. Keeler's relationships with Profumo and Ivanov unfolded against the backdrop of the Cold War, a time when even whispers of betrayal could send shockwaves through governments. While Profumo showered her with lavish attention, Ivanov's connection to the KGB added an edge of danger. The delicate balance of these relationships began to crumble when whispers of Keeler's affairs reached the press. A chance altercation between 2 of her other lovers led to the police uncovering her tangled connections, and soon the press had a scandal they couldn't resist. When confronted about his relationship with Keeler, Profumo stood before Parliament and vehemently denied the affair. But the truth couldn't be hidden for long. Under growing scrutiny, Profumo confessed, admitting not only to the affair, but also to lying to Parliament, a devastating revelation. The scandal didn't just tarnish his reputation, it triggered a political earthquake. Fears of leaked state secrets fueled public outrage, and the conservative government, already on shaky ground, faced its eventual collapse. Keeler became the face of the scandal, but her role was hotly debated. Was she a naive young woman swept up in events beyond her control, or a calculating participant in a Cold War plot? The press alternately painted her as a femme fatale and a victim of exploitation. As the dust settled, Keeler was left to navigate a world that both idolized and vilified her. Her story became a cautionary tale about the perils of ambition and the seductive power of influence, resonating far beyond the headlines of her time. Anna Chapman's life seemed like a scene from a spy thriller. With fiery red hair and effortless charisma, she moved seamlessly through Manhattan's elite circles as a successful entrepreneur. Beneath this polished facade, she was a Russian sleeper agent, tasked with infiltrating American power structures. Using charm and subtle influence, she cultivated relationships with politicians, financiers, and business leaders, transmitting her findings to Moscow through encrypted messages disguised as harmless emails. Her carefully constructed double life unraveled when the FBI, tipped off by an informant, launched an investigation into her sleeper cell. Surveillance of her communications and meetings exposed her role in the network. The FBI set a trap, asking her to pass a fake passport for a supposed recruit. When she hesitated and sought help with her encryption software at a local store, agents confirmed her activities. In a dramatic operation in June 2010, Chapman and 9 others were arrested, unveiling a sophisticated espionage network. Chapman's arrest became a global sensation, her beauty and enigmatic demeanor capturing the public's imagination. Despite intense scrutiny, she refused to divulge details of her mission. Deported to Russia in a high-profile prisoner swap, Chapman leveraged her newfound fame to reinvent herself as a television host, fashion icon, and political figure. Her story exemplifies how modern espionage blends traditional tactics with the subtle power of charm and influence in the digital age. In 2014, a sophisticated cyber espionage campaign targeted the U.S. Department of Defense, blending digital tactics with elements of human manipulation in a modern honeytrap operation. The attackers used fake online personas, often posing as attractive women on social media platforms, to lure Pentagon employees into sharing sensitive information. These profiles, complete with convincing backstories and stolen images, engaged their targets in seemingly harmless chats, gradually building trust. The trap was set through spear-phishing emails disguised as personal messages or links to alluring content. When clicked, these links installed malware, granting attackers access to classified networks. The operation revealed how easily human vulnerabilities could be exploited in the digital age, bypassing sophisticated firewalls and security protocols with charm and deception. The breach raised alarms across the intelligence community, prompting a massive investigation. Cybersecurity experts traced the attack to state-sponsored hackers suspected to be linked to a foreign intelligence agency. The incident underscored the evolving nature of espionage, where the blending of traditional honeytrap tactics with advanced cyber tools posed a significant threat to national security. From the sultry allure of Mata Hari to the faceless threats of cyber honeytraps, these stories remind us of humanity's most primal vulnerabilities. They are tales of power, deception, and the lengths some will go to exploit desire. Which of these honeytrap stories intrigued you the most? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more fascinating dives into history and espionage.